So I have been seeing the TikTok videos and all the information about how these Chinese factories are exposing the luxury brands, and I'm happy that it's happening. But what I'm not happy about is all the fakeness. It's all the fakeness. I've seen a few people who I know talking about the same subject. Yeah, yeah. Did you hear about how the Chinese factories is exposing the luxury brands? No. Did you hear about how you used to talk about people, and you still do, trying to make them seem like they're less than you because they don't wear Gucci, they don't wear Louis Vuitton, they don't wear these high priced luxury clothing items? See, that's what we don't want to talk about. We don't want to talk about the people who look down on you because you don't wear Jordans, and they try to clown you. What do you got on? What are those? No, what are those that you have on? You've paid for a label. You've paid for a label, and this even affects the church too, because it's a lot of men. It's a lot of men who brag about wearing gator shoes, wearing crocodile shoes, and not them Crocs, that you can lift up the thing and have to turn on sport mode. No, I'm talking about gator shoes, and then this latest thing was, they had the shoes with the eyes on them. They paying around $700 to $800 for these shoes, right? But the shoes only cost about $100 to make. So who really needs a lesson on how to manage their money? I don't think it's me. I don't think it's me. And so, like I said, I'm happy that this stuff is coming out. I don't wear luxury items. I don't, you know, and I'm not one of them people that's gonna sit up here and be like, well, I have a few pieces, because I buy. No, I don't wear this stuff. I don't wear Louis Vuitton. I don't wear Gucci. I don't wear Prada. I don't wear anything Chanel. I just don't. I've never even owned a pair of Jordans, and I say that all the time. Never wore a pair of Jordans, and it's not because of the alleged rumor that Michael Jordan is involved in the private prison industries. No, that's not it, because we found out that that's a lie. It was a white man named Michael Jordan. But my dad, he just, he never would buy us Jordan tennis shoes because he was cheap. It wasn't because he was trying to teach us nothing or nothing like that. No, he was cheap. That's what it was. Okay? Because this is the same man who would say, oh, I'm not buying them shoes. But he'd turn around and buy $750 Croc and Gator shoes. So, you know, makes no sense. You can't sit up here and try to teach your child, about money and stuff like that, telling them, oh, you need to learn how to manage money, but yet you're the one that's out here buying high priced items and getting scammed for it because you are just buying a label. I learned that very early. All of this stuff, you just buying a label. That's all it is. Even with electronics, man, beats are trash. I say it all the time. I just did a video where I was telling people beats are trash. I would never buy beats. I would never buy beats. JBL all the way. JBL all the way. I would never buy beats. Those headphones, yeah, they might cost about, $100 and some because you can find them on sale, and even they top ones. I think they the 770 NC noise cancellation, and they're still good. I have a pair of JBLs. I said that on the last video. I've had them for about 3 or 4 years now. I'm gonna get me another pair, but when it comes to speakers and stuff like that, it's JBL all the way. So but I'm not a fan of beats. I'm not a fan of what the crowd usually runs towards and what they like and stuff like that. So, and to back up everything that I'm saying, in a few moments here, you're going to see me giving you the history on me telling you who really owned this stuff and who this all ties back to. That's the missing piece. That's the piece that you're missing from this. Another piece that you're missing from this is the start of the downfall of the white man. I already have a lesson on this, the downfall coming to the white man. This is how it's going to start. People are going to start exposing them. People are going to start resisting. Messica has been a bully since its birth. And now all of the other kids in the sandbox are going to join forces and going to bring down the bully in the sandbox. That's how it works. Okay, that's what's been going on here. So we are starting to see, and like I said, I am proud and happy that these people are exposing this, because for years, especially in the gay community, especially in the LGBTQIA community, brothers will pass you up, okay? Because you don't have these materials. You don't wear Louis Vuitton. You don't wear Gucci. I always took it like, well, good. I'm glad you passed me up. Because to me, that means you don't make smart decisions. And look what's happening today. Now it's coming out. Hermes bags, $1,400, but you paying anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 for these bags, man. So the bag costs $1,400 to make. Okay, all right. I could even see if they wanted to jack it up, by an extra $500 so they can get a profit, or even $1,000. But $10,000 to $30,000, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But the people reflect the country, because the country ain't got nothing to talk about, because they left $7 billion worth of equipment in the Middle East, so-called Middle East, because there was no Middle East before the 1800s. It was just Africa. So, how the apple don't fall too far from the tree. They left $7 billion worth of equipment over in Afghanistan or wherever they was, after being in a war for 20 years that cost millions and billions of dollars. So, yeah, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. But my thing is, all these people, because now you seeing, everybody talking about this. Oh, did you hear about the China? Did you hear about the Chinese factories exposing the luxury brands? But some of you people that's saying that and doing these videos, you was the one that was looking down on other people because they didn't have these brands. Oh, you can't sit with us. They don't wear luxury. Okay. Well, now, baby, now I don't want your dumb ass sitting with me, because you're dumb. You're buying a label. You're spending thousands of dollars on a label. So when this comes to the ballroom scene and they have that ignorant, stupid category, labels, I wonder how that's going to affect them, because all y'all shit is made in China. It's all made in China. Right on the same line as the knockoffs. So now, when you walk your little ass down that runway, now it's going to be known that, oh, yeah, you paid $1,500 for a label. No, just the label. That's what you paid for. You paid for the label. But that's smart? I don't think that's smart. I just don't think that's smart. And now, like I said, now you got to deal with all these, few of these people who shamed others, talked down on other people, looked down on people because they wasn't driving a certain type of car, or they wasn't wearing a certain type of luxury. You have people breaking their necks. You have celebrities going to buy expensive garments and then putting all kind of cologne on it, and they smoking, and you can smell the weed and the cologne on it, and then they want to return it. Then, oh yeah, we got money. Yeah, we got money. Yeah, okay. Get your broke ass out of here. That's broke stuff. And I hear it all the time. Rich people, real people who have money, real people who have wealth, they don't dress. They're not Jordan down. Most of them are not. Most of them are not. I met a millionaire before, bro. Man, and he was a white man, but you would have never guessed that this man was a millionaire. Like, not at all. Like he did, like his clothes wasn't even clean. His clothes wasn't even clean, bro. But when we got to talking and he told me about and he showed me a few things, yeah, he's got it. He owns his own company. This is nothing but a slap in the face, a wake up call. You got people that these people that try to keep up with the Joneses. What do you think about this? You're being scammed. Once again, by people that don't like you. These people don't like you. Not only do they not like you, they mock your people, make all Prada has released bags, H&M has released hoodies, coolest monkey in the jungle. I don't forget that. But yet we still buy this stuff. And I'm talking about like high priced luxury items. H&M is not a high priced luxury item, but that coolest monkey in the jungle shit, that was bad. And then Prada is a high luxury brand. And they release all kind of figurines and stuff like that. These people mock us to our face, bro. They mock us. Gucci released a sweater with the lips, and then they mock us to our face. And now it's coming out that they have, they get they send the materials to China. China builds it all the way up, and then on some of the garments, not all of them, because not all of them do that. Not all the garments are sent back to Italy for them to finish. Not all of them is. Some of them they go through with the whole thing in China, 100% made in China. But anyway, yes, I heard. Did you hear? Did you hear how you were being scammed? Because it don't matter if I heard it or not, because I don't buy this stuff. I don't wear this stuff. I don't wear high priced luxury items. I just don't. But did you hear to the ones that do? And there's nothing wrong with, it ain't nothing wrong with people who want to spend their money the way that they want to spend it. But I'm talking about the people who, oh, you're nothing. You don't wear Gucci. You can't sit with us. I mean, do you see what he has on? I mean, he doesn't have any type of Louis Vuitton. Are you sure you want to date somebody like that? I mean, because they don't have Louis Vuitton and Gucci, so that means that they don't have any money. He doesn't look like us. I mean, he doesn't fit in. He doesn't wear, high price. No, no, I don't. Because I spend my money wisely. And I don't try to impress people. I'm not a people pleaser. So, and I have my own mind. So that's why, I don't fit in. It's not because I don't wear luxury items. Even if I was a millionaire or a billionaire, when I become one of those, I'm going to show you I don't wear this stuff. It has no value to me. And I'm not going to be getting with nobody who thinks opposite of me. I'm not. I tell people all the time, I'm not buying you no J's. I ain't buying you no Tim's. So if that's what you're looking for, you might as well go ahead on somewhere else, brother. And that's why I've been single for, baby, it's been over 4 years. And I've been celibate going on too. So that's why. Because a lot of the people just, they don't think like me. And I can't vibe. I can't vibe with people today. I just don't. That's why I don't even have no friends. I'm good. Mm-mm. I love fashion, but I am very limited because a lot of these high-priced luxury fashion labels have made it clear that they do not like us Negroes. Burberry had a hoodie with drawstrings that were fashioned to look like they were nooses. To keep it real, I never really liked anything Burberry, and I never really understood how they became so popular, but go ahead. Gucci and their turtleneck sweater that looked like blackface. Prada had an ugly ass purse with a monkey keychain that mimicked racist imagery. Prada was even met with protests outside of its New York location because of a figurine that was imaged after a monkey with big red lips. Come on, people. How can you not see that these people are doing this racist crap on purpose? Are we really that dense? But we be so ready to kill each other if we even think that we looked at each other the wrong way. But somehow we can't see this plot against us. Now just imagine if these luxury fashion labels kept doing racist shit to the Jewish people. These businesses will be shut down immediately. Oops, I forgot. The owners of a few of these fashion labels have gotten into bed with these Jewish elite devils. I can't even be mad at the professional boxer that went and spent a fortune at the Gucci store after they did the blackface sweater that actually looks just like his ass. Look at the interview that he did with TMZ and then look at the sweater. I can't be mad at him because he already took the buyout. So he is a puppet for the elite. He doesn't do what he wants to do. If he tried to do what he wants to do, the elite will put him in a dress just like all the rest of the black men that have sold out. If they tell him to jump, he asks them white Jewish men how high. These men are the bitches for the Jewish white elite behind the scenes, but then they portray that macho bullshit with us out in the open. Of course, he accepts everybody. Not really. When he says stuff like that, it means that he accepts them, Jewish white elites. They are the ones that made him, so he has to be loyal to them. Just like you see with other black celebrities, we have to recognize this kind of behavior. See, he can't beat them, so what he will do is gaslight his own people to make himself feel better. Be careful with these type of people. These are the people that if we, Negroes, were to be making any type of plan to come together and elevate as a people, our people like him will infiltrate for massa, reporting back what's going on while posing like he for our people. This is the kind of spirit that will be jealous because it's not him doing anything. Jealous because it won't be him in the spotlight for doing something good, standing for something honest. Some men will sell themselves and their own people out for money. Most of these black celebrities really do not care about us as a people. They are trying to make their way up the pyramid, and some will do anything to get to the next level. We need to wake up. People are so impressed with this Anna lady, but I'm not impressed at all. I hope she was not the inspiration for Miranda Priestley because, yeah, find somebody else to do it. And I'm not sorry. These people have stolen our culture, our fashions, our creativity, and now they get to tell us what looks good? How about no ma'am? Have a seat at the back of the bus. Black gay men have made these luxury brands what they are today, only for them to show us no respect. I did not look up the family history of Prada and Gucci, but they better look up the Moors and realize that their ancestors are black. We ruled Italy from the 5th to 8th century and again in the 16th century with the birth of Alessandro de' Medici in 1510 is marked on this date. He was a black Italian ruler during the 16th century. Put some respect on our names, bitches. Balenciaga is trash for trying to sell some sagging sweatpants for $1,190. Let's not forget that hideous trash bag incident. You know, the one that was $1,790. They shame us to only steal from us. Sagging is not really even a good thing, but I guess it's okay when they do it. sarcasm. They are also trash for this whole teddy bear bondage ad. You can research on your own to find out why. I would not spend my money with any company that upholds racism and pedophilia. Balenciaga is not even worth me researching because I don't care about people who indoctrinate children. What boggles my mind is how can Chanel be so expensive when Gabrielle Bonaheur, Chanel's mama, was a simple laundry woman in a charity hospital. Her father was a itinerant street vendor who peddled work clothes and undergarments, living a nomadic life, traveling to and from market towns. The family resided in rundown lodgings. Chanel was even said to be born in a poorhouse hospice. I found this out through simple research on Wikipedia, searching Coco Chanel. All of the sources are there as well. Now, I mean no disrespect, but $800 for a simple purse is too much money. I don't care if I hit for millions. I still would not buy this stuff, and I can't wait to show people. You would think that coming from humble beginnings, these people would not charge so much for materials, but people are greedy at times. Louis Vuitton might have started out French, but is now headed by a Jewish man named Bernard Arnault, who was chairman and CEO of LVMH, Moet Hennessy, Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton on monogram was created in 1896, but the little cross part can be seen on a Kweli tribal mask. Also, things like their damier being created in 1888 looks a lot like the Kuba chief's attire, Kuba Kingdom in Congo, Africa, who reside in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It also looks like the Fubam from Cameroon tribe's pattern for one of his blankets or attire. In 2012, they were inspired by the Maasai tribe red and blue shuka, and then in 2014 they came out with tribal purses. Culture vultures at their finest because these tribes predate Louis Vuitton. Versace's Greca print looks a lot like the Kuba Kingdom's patterns as well. The Kuba Kingdom in Congo, Africa predates Versace as well. So more culture vultures for table number 9 where Versace is sitting, please. I don't care about labels, can you tell? Versace is Italian, but they got into bed with the Jewish elite as well. In 2014, it was reported that a company named Blackstone bought 20% of the Versace company. Now, through my research, I found 2 names for the people that head the U.S. private equity firm called Blackstone, named Joe Baratta and Stephen A. Schwartzman. Now, I know that Stephen A. Schwartzman is Jewish, but I could not find any information on Joe's family history. I would not doubt that Joe's family stems back to Jewish people as well, because they all mostly do business with each other. When they come to America, they try to keep the info of their family history of them being Jewish a secret, because then everyone would know that they own everything. I already told you this in the Jehovah's Witness section of the book, with their leader changing his family's last name. To prove my point, I want to bring your attention to a company named National Amusement Incorporated. The company was founded by Michael Redstone. Think about that, Blackstone. This is what is said about him on Wikipedia. Redstone was born on April 11th, 1902 in Boston, Massachusetts. Born Max Rothstein. He changed the family name to Redstone to avoid association with the Jewish gambling boss Arnold Rothstein. End quote. See, they tell us that they changed their last name to avoid association with Jewish gambling boss Arnold Rothstein. That is not the real reason why they changed their name. It's to keep us from knowing who controls everything. National Amusements Inc. owns Viacom. Viacom owns CBS, Comedy Central, BET, Showtime Networks, Nickelodeon, MTV, and the film studio Paramount Pictures. Warner Brothers, another Jewish founded company, This is what Wikipedia had to say about Jack L. Warner, whose real name was Jacob. Jacob Warner, as he was named at birth, was born in London, Ontario, Canada on August 2nd, 1892. His parents were Polish Jewish immigrants from Congress, Poland, then part of the Russian Empire, who mainly spoke Yiddish. This proves how these are not the original people of the Bible. Most of them come from Poland, Germany, and Russia. These are not the slaves that came from Egypt and marched into Israel. I've already proved this earlier in the book. Now you go back and look at some of the picture memes in this book. This is why when you do your research on these companies, they have parent companies, subsidiary companies, but it's all a bunch of crap to keep people from researching and finding out that the Jewish owns mostly everything. Kanye already exposed this, even though his ass is back trying to apologize because he's trying to get something. I don't know, some new shoes or whatever, but his ass is back simping, kissing their ass. I seen a video of him reading off all the Jewish owners. It's like this in professional sports too. The last two NBA Illuminati commissioners were Jewish. I'm sure by now that you are getting my point about me not spending any money with these thieves. This racism in fashion has trickled down to the less expensive brands because of their cheap materials that they use. I would never wear brands like H&M with their ugly ass hoodie that said coolest monkey in the jungle but had the nerve to put a little black boy in the hoodie. Gap with this ad in 2016, and let's not forget good old Abercrombie and Fitch. They are slick with their racism, exclusion. I wonder, was the $40 million that they had to pay out worth all the exclusion? Now, I'm not trying to tell anyone how to spend their money, but I am speaking for me because I know what I know and have done the research. I am not, nor have I ever been the keep up with the Jones type. I have my own style, and speaking of style, I don't wear lip gloss, lipstick, I don't paint my fingernails or toenails, I don't rock purses or fanny packs, and I don't wear heels. I do believe there's an agenda being pushed by some of these celebrity men that are supposed to be hardcore macho dudes, but they carry purses. Now to each his own, but that has never been my thing, and I have never been attracted to that type of guy either. I believe clothes should not make the person pop, it should be the other way around. So, I purposely wear one label and one label only. I would not be participating in spending my money with people who have stolen my people's culture, only to turn around and sell it back to us at a way more expensive price. I remember recently in 2022, I was back home in Toledo and I decided to meet up with some dude that had been liking me. I don't know how we started talking about clothes, but he started showing me his shopping carts for Louis Vuitton. Dude had like $9,000 worth of Louis Vuitton in his cart that he was about to purchase, and I guess he thought that would impress me. It was actually a turnoff because I thought it was a waste of money. He could afford it with him being an RN, but no thank you. Like I said, if I ever came into millions, I still would not splurge like that, but that is just me. I do think it's wrong how some gays shame each other over these labels. I hate suits and ties because we had to wear them every Sunday for church, so when I turned 18, it was bye-bye suits and ties. I love shopping, I love malls, outlets, and food courts, and I highly believe in retail therapy. I remember being the only cousin that stayed up during the daytime to watch The Bold and Beautiful with my grandmother, my Grandma B. That was our thing. We watched her stories, as the most black grandmothers and moms will call the daytime soap operas that came on TV. If you did not watch Stories with Your Granny, you missed out. I remember As the World Turns and that damn Victor Newman from The Young and the Restless, who I think created a manual for all male Taurus and Pisces zodiac signs. Victor was a Pisces. I always compare my childhood. So let's take a look at the black man's most favorite shoe And how much it costs to really make. I mean, there's got to be the favorite truth. I mean, because we've been killing each other. Well, not me, but we've been deleting each other over these shoes for decades now. And it's still happening. So, the value of a life is really around $31.50. That's pretty messed up, ain't it? The estimated cost to manufacture a pair of Air Jordans, including materials, labor, overhead, and factory profit, is around $16.25. However, the retail price can be significantly higher, sometimes over $200, reflecting factors like branding, marketing, and distribution costs. Skipping down, it tells you, Nike typically pays factories roughly $25 per pair for materials, labor, and overhead. So without the shipping, it's about $16.25 to $25. Yes, there have been instances where individuals have been deleted over Nike Air Jordan sneakers. In one case, a 16-year-old was deleted in Detroit after being shot multiple times while walking home from school, with the motive possibly related to a pair of shoes. Another incident involved a double in Detroit, resulting in one deletion and an injury, both stemming from a dispute over Michael Jordan shoes. And then this is by in no means Michael Jordan's fault. Like, this is not his fault at all. Like, he has no control over low vibrational thinking people with a poverty mindset that do stuff like this. I'm not saying that, in no way am I saying that that we are like that as a whole. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that people that do stuff like this, it's low vibrational and it's a poverty mindset. In a Washington, D.C. case, a 16-year-old was charged with deleting a teen over a pair of $200 Air Jordans, with the defendant later holding the shoes after the... It's crazy. Fair use.
Introducing Pro Select Roofing.
Breaking news we first told you about at 4. Police are searching for 2 men who are accused of robbing and killing a man.
Police say this all stems from the suspects trying to steal the victim's Air Jordans. Our Quentin Smith speaks with police about this latest killing. And Quentin, do we know if the men knew each other?
Well, Courtney Ann, right now that part is still being investigated. But what we do know is, according to police, the 2 suspects tried taking the victim's Jordans. He refused, so the men then shot and killed him. But that's not all. They then took the Jordans off his feet before they fled the scene. Police now working to track down the 2 men responsible.
It's a sad day in the city of Jackson when a young man loses his life because he has on some tennis shoes that some knuckleheads like.
Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade is still having a hard time coming to grips with the city's latest homicide.
There is no excuse whatsoever for you to prioritize a pair of tennis shoes
in the back
over this man's life.
The shoes at the center of it all are a pair of Air Jordans. Yellow crime tape and a heavy police presence could be seen at the old Rebel Woods apartments. This after 2 men shot and killed another man over a pair of Jordans. Investigators say they tried to steal the shoes from him. Once he didn't give in, the suspects shot the victim in the head. But police say they didn't stop there. After taking the victim's life, they then took his Air Jordans.
Normally I'm not speechless, but I'm speechless today.
This is very heartbreaking.
Shamika Miller is a nurse and was working with a patient at the complex right as the gunshots rang out.
As I was dealing with the patient, it didn't sound quite right. So I immediately sheltered my patient at the time that I heard the noise. As I began to get through and come outside and kind of see what was taking place, it's very saddening that over a pair of shoes that a person lose their life so close to Thanksgiving.
Investigators say the victim was visiting someone at the complex prior to the killing. Chief Wade now vowing to find and arrest the men responsible for this crime.
We'll be looking for them throughout the day, the rest of the evening, and throughout the weekend to find out who they are and bring them to justice here in the city of Jackson.
And the victim's name has not been released, but Chief Wade describes him as a white male in his 20s. When it comes to those suspects, Chief Wade says their nicknames are Scooter and Maine. Once in custody, he says they will be charged with capital murder. Investigators are still working to find out their real names and their whereabouts. If you have any information on that, you're asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Quentin Smith, 3 on your side.
That's crazy. That's awful, man. That was a nice suit Quentin had on. That's just crazy. That last one, that was just back in 2024. That was just it wasn't even a year ago. This happened back in 2017. R.I.P. to James Smith. The unidentified gunman fled the scene with James Air Jordan 11s in hand. James' mother, Benita Smith, suspects that her son was deleted for the highly coveted footwear. Coveted. To covet.
Oh my God, they are shoes. Man, buy some fucking shoes. They still shoe, y'all. Oh my God, this don't make no sense. They is shoe, y'all. They is shoe.
That is
They
shooting,
hit it in
y'all.
my road.
That is shooting,
They
y'all.
is shoe.
Shit, them niggas blowing.
Man, somebody dead out there. I don't give a fuck. Somebody dead.
Them niggas blowing.
They are dead outside.
I ain't gonna fake. They blowing.
They really is.
I'm steady hitting that bitch.
Y'all better
This
not
is
go
crazy.
outside back there. Y'all better stay y'all ass in here.
What I say?
Man, even AI know about this. It's sad, man. It's sad. Some people say it wasn't over shoes, but some people is saying that it was over shoes. And AI, looks like AI got the tea. They even got caused an argument over shoe sizes during the release of the Air Jordan 5s.
2 young men are in jail accused of an armed robbery after a shooting on Indy's South Side.
Fox 59's Jesse Wells spoke to police and explains what led up to that violence.
According to court records, the victim told police 3 suspects followed him into this gas station behind me and tried to steal the Jordan shoes he was wearing. That initial confrontation was caught on camera. Wearing a white shirt and Air Jordan shoes, a customer at this Southside gas station found himself confronted by 3 young men on Monday. The suspects could be seen repeatedly pointing at the victim's feet. As the victim tried to back away peacefully, the suspects continued to examine his shoes. After a minute or so, that victim was pushed out the front door of the business, and an argument over the shoes continued outside. Eventually, the victim walked back to this adjacent apartment complex on South Madison Avenue, where he claims he was pistol whipped, punched, and shot during a robbery, and his shoes were stolen. Police urge all victims to cooperate to try and avoid violence.
If you feel you're in harm's way, there's nothing worth losing your life for, right? Clothing, a vehicle, it's not worth it.
Within minutes, police showed up to the gas station and the apartments and arrested 21-year-old Lazarius Harrell and 19-year-old Markel Coles. According to this affidavit, Harrell insisted the Jordans belonged to him because they'd been placed in a common area of the nearby apartment several days prior and later went missing. Finally, the 2 adult suspects are being held on a preliminary charge of armed robbery. Ultimately, it will be up to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office to file formal charges in the case. Jesse Wells, Fox 59 News.
I thought this was really good. Go through it. The leading in the age of Air Jordan. This was crazy. While waiting at a bus stop in April 1989, 16-year-old Johnny Bates was and deleted for his new Air Jordan sneakers. Only a month later, 15-year-old Michael Eugene Thomas was by his friends for his pair. Bates and Thomas, what about your friends, huh? Bates and Thomas were but two victims killed over their price kicks. Following their release in 1985, the Air Jordan emerged as a racialized marker of social status and was often understood as being associated with urban gangs and crimes. And I've said it before, I've never owned a pair of J's in my life, never. And even in my family, like, the other kids would clown you if you didn't wear Jordans, or if you didn't have Jordans, or you didn't wear Tommy Hilfiger, but we see today, these shoes only cost about $30 to make, and they probably cost even less back in the 90s. And you paying all this money for some shoes that could have got, your kids killed. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, I definitely thought that this was, good too. Sports Illustrated even made it their cover story. May 14th, 1990. I just don't understand, like, what really could go through a person's head, like, to delete somebody and then steal the shoes off of their feet. Like, you are not going to be cursed to put those shoes on, to even touch them. You've just cursed yourself. The coveting of some shoes that, I mean, you're willing to take another life for shoes that cost today about $30 to make and ship over here. So you're really paying about $170 plus for the little label, the Jordan label, whatever come on it. That is beyond me. Beyond me. Over some shoes, man. Over some shoes. And this, like I just showed you, this has been happening. This has been going on. It's just crab in a barrel mentality. I'm like, when I look at this stuff, it's like, man, I'm glad that I'm not materialistic. Don't get me wrong. I like stuff, like, but not at the point where I'm going to delete somebody or I'm jealous of them because they have something. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's just stuff. You can't even take this stuff with you. I don't even wear jewelry. Like, I don't even wear jewelry. No rings, no necklaces. I don't wear none of that stuff. 'Cause I see how ugly it makes people. And, I don't want that. So, but once again, you do what you want to do. But this is just, it's ridiculous. I remember on my videos, man, I was saying how I avoid guys. There's a certain kind of black man that wears Jordans, and it's a particular kind. And it's like I can smell the energy. I tend to avoid those type of guys. And I'm sorry, they usually have some type of grill in their mouth, where there's open faces or grill, tattoos, and saggy pants, sometimes not saggy pants, but they have an energy about them. They do. And it's like, that's why I totally believe that you can keep running into the same energy just in a different body, because our energies are sometimes tied to objects. And I really do believe in the black community, whether it's the LGBTQIA or whether it's the heterosexual community. These Jordans are some type of emblem. There's some type of symbol, something symbolic about them, and it's not in a good way. It's not. And this is in no way, you know, um, in disrespect to, Michael Jordan, the real GOAT, the real MVP. There's no way in disrespect to him. Because turns out he is supporting his community. He's opening up all kind of medical centers in North Carolina, and I think he's on his fourth one. So grateful to him for what he's doing. So this is in no way, this is a reflection on the people. It's a reflection on the people, because you have whole parents, usually moms, that will sacrifice not paying a bill, to go buy these shoes. And then let's not talk about how over the years you've had to stand in lines. I mean, I remember hearing people getting to the store at 4 or 5 in the morning, and the store don't open up till 10, and they waiting in the line. No matter if it's cold, no matter if it's freezing, they out there waiting for some shoes. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, especially for men. And I'm sorry, I have to come on. Especially for men who do not have their own apartment or place or house or home. It's bad. That's bad. You have J's on your feet, but you don't have your own place to lay your head. And you got to deal with some woman or somebody, when she get mad at you or when he get mad at you, and they want you out. Now you ready to kick down their door because you facing the reality that you're homeless. This happens. But we got J's on our feet, though, these expensive shoes. It's all about priorities, man, and what people value. But if you got J's on your feet, you can afford every pair of J's. You can, I mean, I even seen a picture of a brother in prison talking about he get all the new J's, all the new fits. It's like, where you going? Is somebody gonna tell him? Brother, you ain't going nowhere. Are your kids fresh though? Are your kids provided for? He'll say yeah, but the baby mamas, I'm sure, tell a whole different story. And either way it go, you still have created a broken home because you are not in those kids' lives if you have kids. So it's the, and then it's like you proud to brag about getting all the Jordans and staying fresh, and you in jail or prison. Where's the flex in that? Like, you can't see that you are so spiritually naked that you trying to cop pleas from behind bars, from behind walls, trying to make it seem like you owe, brother. For all we know, after you snapped that picture, some big Tommy could have came in and took all them clothes off and ran off with your booty. I'm just saying. So this video is just like a bunch of random, I guess, well, I mean, it's not a bunch, but, you know, I started off talking about, you know, the luxury thing that's going on, and now I'm going to kind of move into, you know, church stuff, and, yeah, so this is not, you know, I said that my next video was going to be about Romans 11, but, you know, that'll be, I guess, the next video, because I plan on shooting that tomorrow, Lord's will, but, yeah. And I do want to say thank you so much for your time, for your support, for your kind words. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Definitely appreciate you. Welcome to the Savages. Hey, and you know, if you are a subscriber and you are a part of the Savages, you can actually say that, because you know my real last name is Savage. So you know that's my granddaddy name. That's the bloodline, Savage. So I don't care about an person who was calling they people savages before, or who was calling themselves savage before. Nah, I'm the real savage. I'm the real savage. Okay. And I have posted like these videos already on my social media platforms. I'm actually glad that I came here, because the video that I'm about to show next, which is I just posted about 2 hours ago, but the video that you're about to see next, I could not fit all of this, what I have wrote, onto my social media platforms, like Instagram or TikTok even. So yes, I want you to get into what I am saying. These niggas say how slick my mouth is too. Cause man, I be seeing their games, man. It's just like, bro, leave me alone. Like, you ain't know. Leave me alone. Oh, yeah. I can write.
To beg his congregation for money, Creflo had a change of heart in regard to tithing in July 2022.
The teachings that I've shared in times past on the subject of tithing were not correct. And if it's one subject that the church has used to keep people in fear and guilt, it is in that subject of tithing. The teachings that I've shared in times past on the subject of tithing were not correct. The teachings that I've shared in times past on the subject of tithing were not correct. The teachings that I've shared in times past on the subject of tithing were not correct. And if it's one subject that the church has used to keep people in fear and guilt, it is in that subject of tithing.
Many are taught that those who do not tithe are robbing from God. Many are taught that those who do not tithe are robbing from God. During a church service, he admitted he misled congregants on tithing teachings.
And if it's one subject that the church has used to keep people in fear and guilt, it is in that subject of tithing.
Many are taught that those who do not tithe are robbing from God. During a church service, he admitted he misled congregants on tithing teachings, despite writing multiple books about it. Creflo said, "I will say I have no shame at all at saying to you, throw away every book, every tape, and every video I ever did on the subject of tithing."
Looks like Little John isn't so crazy, huh? I told a high yellow bastard for years about this man and how what a scam artist he was. Oh, but I didn't know what I was talking about. Oh, I don't know anything. Oh, I can't tell you anything. Oh, well, look today.
The teachings that I've shared in times past on the subject of tithing were not correct. And if it's one subject that the church has used to keep people in fear and guilt, it is in that subject of tithing.
Oh, well, look today. Looky. Looks like I know what I'm talking about. And I've been knowing what I've been talking about. This man is a scam artist. He always have been. Here it is out of his own mouth. But guess who ain't changed they stance? Them tithing videos, I've been saying that for years now. Alright, so this is my original Facebook page. And here we are. Do you see this right here? See this? Look at that date. You see what that says? June 29th, 2016. So look, my stance hasn't changed. Biblical tithing, was it money or food? This is the lesson. Then you see, look, here we go, September 9th, 2016. According to the Bible, tithes never had or will have anything to do with money, but you are only required to give a free will offering, and only you and the Father knows what's on your heart to give. All that crap about the Father wanting you to be rich when most can't handle $100 righteously, me included. See how I keep it real, man? Do you see how I keep it real? That's why people like my stuff. It's blasphemy, and you wonder why there are so many issues regarding money, even in the church. Yes, he wants you to be successful, but he wants you to seek him, and he will add to you, and it won't be a jet. Prosperity is not money. What will you do when the dollar collapses, and you can only buy and sell by taking the mark? Prosperity is making it into the kingdom. All through the Bible, we see instances where being rich does not even matter. Isaiah 58 is the answer, not TBN, and create a flow of dollars. I've been talking about this, people. I've been talking about this. I've been talking about this. I mean, so these lessons turned into this. These lessons that I've been sharing since 2016 and even before that, because when I came to Minneapolis in 2015, that's when I made my new page. I deleted my old page from Ohio, which is I do kind of regret doing that, but hey, whatever. And so these lessons, everything you see here came from those lessons. Look, truth about tithing. Right here. So, yeah. 184 videos, as you can see. Oh, well, look today. Looks like I know what I'm talking about, and I've been knowing what I've been talking about. What I've been talking about. What I just showed you. This man is a scam artist. He always have been. Here it is out of his own mouth. But guess who ain't changed they stance? Them tithing videos that I just I've been saying that for years now. Tithes is food. Tithes is food. Matthew 23 and 23. New Testament. That's why a lot of people was walking out of these churches, because you got a lot of people who are in these pulpits who are unlearned. They think because they have read the Bible for 20 plus years that they know what they're talking about, and you can't tell them nothing because they're big, you're little. They know everything, you don't know anything, and who are you to tell them, especially when they're jealous of you? Looks like I was right. But I knew I knew I was right. Don't forget who told you. This man is a scam artist. I call him create a flow of dollars, because that's what he does. Create a flow of dollars. And it just be so mind-boggling to me, the hate that I receive. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh no, it couldn't possibly be Little John. Oh no. No, God couldn't have blessed him with any type of wisdom. Oh no. But yet you'll get scammed by this man. And I ain't asked you for a dime. It only go, and that's why people be wanting me to be wrong. They want me to be wrong because then because if I'm wrong, then it doesn't prove that they don't know what they're talking about. They haven't been knowing what they're talking about. I don't give a damn who you want. I don't give a damn who you want to throw up in my face. I guarantee you, they would not stand a day with me in the scriptures. They wouldn't. Okay? It's a lot of people who left a certain church and then went over to another church. The bishop didn't even know if Noah preached for 120 years, and the answer was right in the book of Jubilees. Another book that I had spoke about. Oh, but I didn't know what I was talking about. Oh, I don't know anything. But see, that's how people do though. That's how people do. And that's why I thank God, man. I thank God for my spiritual gifts because I could see it. You a hater. You a hater. You know, and you think that this is the way, you know. I used to hear it all. Oh, God wants you to be rich. He wants his people to be rich. Same high yellow beige bastard would be regurgitating the same shit that this one would be saying. Well, guess what? He was wrong. And so are you. And that goes to anybody that follows this man. You're being scammed. It's on you. I loved you enough to tell you. Oh, and now I'm about to show you why that ass is being honest. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to keep saying it. I was the first in the Savage family. The first. Don't forget it. I was the first to tell people that they were Israelites. Black people, Negroes, Natives, and Latinos was Israelites. I was the first. I was the first to talk about these people. I was the first one that was going around to different churches having conversations with people. They couldn't answer none of my questions. You know, but I still showed them respect before I became mean. Before I became mean. Because they became mean. I'm about to show you though. This is why his ass being honest.
Online source encouraged Creflo to give refunds to those who funded his exuberant lifestyle. Period, Pooh. That's what I'm talking about. As of this video, we're unsure if the pastor has given any money back to his parishioners. During the pandemic, the pastor's health failed him once again when he was diagnosed with COVID and blood clots around his lungs. He said God healed him, but shortly thereafter, he was diagnosed with shingles, which damaged his nerves.
See, you can't win when you dirty. And this stuff and it will catch up to you. It will catch up to you. And that's exactly what was happening here. All of a sudden you got COVID, now you getting shingles, and then he got cancer again. Come on, man. But see, y'all don't even know how to look in the spiritual for that stuff. Y'all don't even know how to. Talking about you putting on the whole armor of God, and you don't even know what the whole armor of God is. But I just let people, you know, you think going to a building every week, every Sunday on the wrong day at that, when the Bible clearly tells you that the Sabbath day is Saturday, the last day of the week. That's why a lot of y'all are still depressed. You think by just going to a building, ooh, that just clear everything. No, it don't work like that. It don't.
years. During the pandemic, the pastor's health failed him once again when he was diagnosed with COVID and blood clots around his lungs. He said God healed him, but shortly thereafter, he was diagnosed with shingles, which damaged his nerves. And then 3 tumors were found in his body, and he was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer. As of 2023, the pastor has revealed that he is cancer-free.
I don't care how much materials, how much money you got. You got the most money, and baby, God can still take you up out of here. God can make you sick to where not even none of the herbs that he put on earth won't even help until he's sitting up there say, okay, it's over. Then, baby, you don't even need no herb, don't nothing, just leave. That's God. But a lot of y'all don't know God for real. You think you go to a building, you go to a building on Sunday, you know, oh, look what God did for me. Yeah, God saved me from this, God saved me from that. That sounds like a one-sided relationship to me. It's all about what God can do for you. But then yet you don't know nothing about God nor his people. You don't even know that, you know, Christ is black. And black people today are the children of Israel. But keep going to these churches. Keep being up under bishops who are not like, they don't have the knowledge of the Bible. They don't have the knowledge. They can come up with sermons to make you feel good, but after you leave, and after a few hours, you go back to feeling the same way. It's because you don't know the truth of the Bible. You don't know the truth of God's word. Because if you did, you would do it. And ain't nobody perfect, y'all. I get that. I get that. Nobody's perfect. But my God, if we was to really sit down and go through some of these scriptures, you would see like you're being scammed. And you think that a lot of people really think that they just gonna get up there and God just gonna forgive them when they didn't try to get to know him for real. He sent people to warn them. He sent people to tell them. But they scoffed at them people. Oh, they don't know what they talking about. Oh, you know, can't be them. It can't be. Well, it was. And the joke is going to be on you. All the people that follow guys like this, they are being outed. Him, your boy TD, you know, Kenneth No Hopeland. I already told people about Paula Not So Pure White, Joyce Joker Face Myers. I've talked about all these people, but yet, because people are just dumb. They think that, oh, because these people got materials, oh, God is blessing them. Matthew 4, verse 7. See, Creflo took this offer right here in verse 7. Christ said no, but your boy Creflo said yeah. And this brings me to my last point. These pastors are still running around here. It's two of them for sure. I asked one of them, was a female pastor. I asked her years ago, can you explain to me how you get 3 days and 3 nights from Friday to Sunday? Still no answer. That's been years ago. Because they don't know it. These people are scamming you. Christ was placed in the tomb on Saturday. Christ rose on Tuesday. Christ rose on Tuesday. But they're not going to tell you that. You want to know why? Because they don't know. They don't know. And then they just say, oh, well, it's just all about him rise. He rose. But then they'll go teach a Sunday resurrection service knowing that he didn't rise on Sunday. See, y'all only get one side Y'all don't see both sides. When they talk to y'all, they lied to y'all, but then they can't lie to me and they come up with all these. I wish y'all could hear the conversations that I have had, man. You would look at some of these men and women a lot different. They sound so sure with you, but when I talk to them, oh, they not sure because they don't know. And they know that I know that they don't know. A lot of y'all is going you got a devil right in front of you on Sunday, a narcissist. But hey, you do you. You the one being led to the slaughterhouse. When they ask, why did he do these videos? Why did he talk about these people like he do? This is why, Dodo Bird. Because they don't like us. You want to know why? Because they stole our identity. They stole our identity. Let me show you. This is what your pastor not going to teach you on Sunday. Why? Because his ass don't know it. He don't know.
Call 911! How can you do that to a man in a wheelchair?
I was in panic and then I tried to get up, but lucky thing someone was there.
Felt like a vengeful vibe to me because for the extent of the situation, there was no need for it.
When he hit me with a big piece of bench,
that's
I had to block
Judah.
Twice. So that's why my hand was in pain.
What you see here, this bastard right here, this is an Ashkenazi Jew. They're not even related to the original Hebrews. They're not even related to the people that are in Israel right now claiming to be Jews. Okay? These are Ashkenazi Jews. They make up 98% of the Jewish population. They make up 98%, while the 2% is the Sephardic Jews. And they come from Esau. They don't come from Jacob. They come from Esau. This is what your seminary theologian teachers lied to you about. And then so they'll try to relegate it down. Oh, he just know history. He know that history. No, I know the Bible, and I know more than you do too. I know the Bible. And I don't know and I don't know that doctrine that you teach, but I know that there's more than 66 books in the Bible, and I use all of them. Even the lost books, the books that you weren't trained on. And it's a reason why you weren't trained on these books. Because the people that you went to and you learned from that look like them, they did that to you on purpose. That's why when you hear me speak and you see my lessons, it's foreign to you. Because you don't know Christ for real. You don't. You don't know the doctrine of Christ, not for real. You don't even know who you are, let alone the doctrine of Christ, and let alone the love of Christ. Oh God, you definitely don't know what the love of Christ is. But now you can read, we in 2 Kings 17, starting at verse 19. You can read this in the King James Version, but it's easier for you if I do it in the easy to read version. The people of Judah, Judah are the Negroes, are also guilty. But even the people of Judah did not obey the commands of the Lord their God. We still don't. They lived just as the Israelites had. The Israelites were the northern kingdom. Those are the Native Americans and your Latinos, especially like your Afro-Latinos, and Native Americans are not. Native Americans look like me. Native Americans look like my grandfather. That's how the real natives look. Still look to this day. Never forget, my grandfather was born on a reservation till he was 7. He stayed there till he was 7 years old. Okay? All down about where he was born is a mixture of Creek and Cherokee. That is where we come from. Okay? My grandfather was Cherokee. My mom's side, they're Creek. So we are Creek and Cherokee. That's where we come from. But we also have Negro in us as well. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying we also have Negro in us as well. But The Israelites were the northern kingdom. Those were your natives. Judah is the southern kingdom. Those were the black tribes. Those today would be like your Jamaicans, who are Benjamin. Some people from the Caribbean islands. Your Haitians and Trinidadians, those are Levi. Levi, Judah, and Benjamin made up the southern kingdom of Judah. And so, and you still find remnants of those people even in Africa today, like Nigeria, Liberia, Ghana, the Congo, and places like that. So, 20. The Lord rejected all the Israelites. He brought them many troubles. He let people destroy them. Finally, he threw them away and removed them from his sight. 21. He tore them from the family of David, and they made Jeroboam, son of Nebat, their king. Jeroboam pulled the Israelites away from following the Lord. He caused them to commit a great sin. So the Israelites sinned in all the ways Jeroboam did. And they did not stop committing these sins until the Lord took Israel away from his sight. And he said this would happen. He sent his prophets to tell the people this would happen. So the Israelites were taken out of their country into Assyria, and they have been there to this day. Now, even though the Israelites, the northern kingdom, was carried away into Assyria, they would later leave Assyria and they would come to the Americas. And when it says unto this day, there are, just like how I said, there are remnants of Judah still in Africa. There are remnants of the northern kingdom, the Israelites. There are remnants of them still in Assyria to this day. And that is, I think, modern day Iraq, I want to say. But there are remnants of the Israelites. And then they traveled as well. So it's remnants. It said that we will be spread to the four corners of the earth. So it's remnants of our people in the places that we were carried to. Everybody did not leave. And then some people who did leave, they stopped in different places along the way and they stayed there. So, yes, it's remnants. We are literally on all hands, except for Antarctica, I believe, but that's a different story. Foreigners settle in Israel. 24. The king of Assyria took the Israelites out of Samaria and brought in other people from Babylon, Kutha, Ava, Hamath, and Sepharvaim. Who is Sepharvaim? The Sephardic Jewish people. Okay? These people come from Esau. This happened around 720 BC. Yeah, it's good to know that history because I know the Bible. And then I can explain what's going on in the world today. Something that these people in these churches can't do on Sunday. But anyway, if you keep going down, when these people began to live in Samaria, they did not honor the Lord, so the Lord sent lions to attack them. The lions killed some of them. One moment. Okay, so in verse 25, this is talking about how when these people came into the land, they were not following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High because they didn't know how, because the law wasn't given to them. They still worship their book, which is called the Talmud and the Kabbalah. This is the hedge around God's law. That's what they worship. This is the Talmud, set of teachings and commentaries on the Torah that form the basis for Jewish law. See, they're saying that the Talmud forms the basis for Jewish law, but The Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Bible, that is the law. See, these right here, this is the hedge. This Talmud, this is the hedge around God's law. And when you get into it, you're going to see this is nothing but a bunch of rubbish. This is a compilation of rabbinic Jewish texts that delve into Jewish law, ethics, customs, and history. See, this is their version. Like, this is their version of the Bible. And, they have changed stuff. They fused their little laws into what the Torah actually is. See, what is Talmud versus Torah? The Torah refers to the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, the Pentateuch, believed to be the core of Jew faith, the Israelites' faith, containing the laws and ethics of the Most High that He wrote on tablets of stone. He wrote His law that He gave to the Israelites. Then these imposters come with their Talmud, on the other hand, is a collection of rabbinic discussions and interpretations, meaning this is what they think it means. This is what they think it means. It is a collection of rabbinic discussions and interpretations of the Torah and other Jewish texts. What are the other Jewish texts? This right here. This is witchcraft. This is high-level occult Satanism, okay? This is what they believe. This is a practice of theirs. Kabbalah is Jewish mystical tradition focused on understanding the nature of God and the relationship between the divine and the world. Blasphemy, lies. The tree of life. Kabbalah is a form of Jewish mysticism. Look at the second definition. Belief characterized by self-delusion or dreamy confusion of thought. And we all know who is not the author of confusion, especially when based on the assumption of occult qualities or mysterious agencies. And who works in the mysterious? Who works in the gray area? Satan. Okay, remember when I was here and I said the Talmud, on the other hand, is a collection of rabbinic discussions and interpretations of the Torah? Hold on, let me take you to scripture. This is 2 Peter 1, verse 20 and 21. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of God spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit. So there is no private interpretation. And this is what he said, this is what Christ said about the whole rabbi thing. Matthew 23, verse 7. And greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. Verse 8, but be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren. Okay? Because Rabbi means master. So we only have one master. So there you go. It's rebuking that right here. Them is not the people, man. They are not the real Jews. Okay. So in verse 25, this is talking about how when these people came into the land, they were not following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High because they didn't know how, because the law wasn't given to them. They still worship their book, which is called the Talmud and the Kabbalah. This is the hedge around God's law. That's what they worship. They're pagans. Verse 20, some of the people said to the king of Assyria, the people who you took away and put in the cities of Samaria don't know the law of the God of that country. So that God sent lions to attack them. The lions killed them because they don't know the law of the God of that country. Duh. And that's just what I just said here. So they ended up going to get a priest, and the priest taught them, the priest taught them, the original priest from Israel taught these imposters how to live on the land, how to follow the laws. But when you keep on reading down, they went right back to worshiping their pagan idols. Look, the people of Avad made the false gods Nibhaz and Tartak. The people from Sepharvaim also burned their children in the fire to honor their false gods, Adramelech and Anamelech. But they also worship the Lord. So these people are imposters. That's why you see stuff like what I just showed you. They know who we are. We don't know who we are. They know who we are. I've showed proof of these people owning the plantations. They own the ships. They finance the ships. Just how we are how our people have been getting duped by these luxury fashion designers, with the whole, they send the stuff to China and stuff like that. These people have always played us, bro. Even back in Nehemiah's time. Look, this is a story of when they had just got back into the kingdom, or people, they was just coming back into Jerusalem. And Nehemiah, this story, Nehemiah 13, and if you read here, these merchants and these people, they and the sellers, that they would trying to get us to sin on the Sabbath, trying to get us to buy on the Sabbath. They would even stay the night. They would even stay the night outside of our walls because they knew how much we shopped. We have always shopped. We have always shopped till we drop. We've always been a shop till we drop top people. And it's right here. You're not going to learn this stuff on Sunday because your pastor don't know it, baby. He just don't. Sorry. But, and then look, I will lay hands on you. That's then I testified against them and said unto them, why lied ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on. Who talk like that? We still talk like that. I'll lay hands on you. We still talk like that. These are our ancestors. Whether you like it or not. But it's like these people have always like kind of gotten over on us when it comes to them being merchants and sellers and all these other nations. There's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun because Negroes, our people, we spend, bro. We shop so much. You see what's happening with Target right now. These people done lost like 24 million dollars. I mean, so far, probably over that. All right, passer. So who this talking about? Revelation 2? Oh yeah, because I know you don't go into Revelation that much because you don't know it. Revelation 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. Those people, those imposter Jewish people, they're not in poverty. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Now, if you don't, even if you don't agree with me, do you go to church on, and I don't agree with you because you're going to church on Sunday, and the Most High say go to church on the last day, which is Saturday. That's the Sabbath. So, you don't follow what the Most High say. So even though we might not agree with each other, we both can agree with each other when I'm saying Negroes ain't in no synagogues. Who in the synagogues? Who in the synagogues? It ain't you. It ain't me. Who in the synagogues? Revelation 3 verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan. Don't say church of Satan, even though Satan do have a church. But it's a synagogue of Satan. It's the Roman Catholic Church too, by the way. Which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Loved who? And why would he have to do that? Was it because the Jewish people who financed the transatlantic slave trade, who stole our culture, stole our land, all because we fail due to our disobedience, because we've never kept our end of the bargain, never kept our end of the covenant, and we still don't to this day. But why would he have to do that? And who was he talking to? Are you in the synagogue on Sundays? No, you're in a church. So who in the synagogues? It's not gonna be good for you church leadership on the day of judgment. I know you think that it is, but it's not. Yeah. Matthew 7, 21 and 23. And then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. I wonder why. Because of Matthew 24, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. Who is the many? Christians. Christians. You getting ready to celebrate a pagan holiday. Christ rose on Tuesday. Your pastor can't even explain how they got 3 days and 3 nights from Friday to Sunday. It's blasphemy. Hey, but you do you.